Welcome and thank you for taking the time to practice with me today. Today's class will be mainly on the floor and we will lie on our backs. It will be a very restorative and calm practice with some gentle stretches. And we will conclude the practice today with a special form of the yogic breathing, and we will relax our nervous system and the vagus nerve in specific, which is a nerve that runs down from the top of our head throughout our internal organs, sending messages to our entire system. So to set ourselves ready for the next week, get yourself comfortable, and we will begin lying back. If you're wearing glasses, this might be a good moment to take them off just for personal comfort. Lying back, you have the option of either keeping the feet planted on the ground and allowing the knees to gently knock into each other to give them some support, or you can also stretch your legs out for a moment to see how your lower back feels, how your spine feels. We will change the positions a few times. This is more for you to check into yourself and get an idea of your physical state today. With this, allow yourself some gentle readjustments, closing your eyes. Feel free to change your position right now if it doesn't feel right for you. And allow your breath to slow down by itself. The eyes can be closed or keep the gaze very unfocused and soft, as if you're looking backwards. Feel into your body. Are there any areas that feel a little achy today or a little uncomfortable? Are there any areas that feel tense that you can soften a little? Allow your forehead to soften, your cheeks to drop, and your jaw to relax. Just monitor your breathing without controlling it at this moment. The shoulders feel relaxed and heavy on the ground. Maybe you feel you want to shift your head from left to right very gently. Not a full turn of the head, just feeling the pressure on the back of our skull, shifting from side to side. Return to stillness. Your chest and the back of your rib cage feel heavy on the ground. Maybe you want to readjust your shoulder blades so it feels even more imprinted on the surface below you. You feel your spine on the mat. Maybe there are some areas that touch the ground. Maybe some areas are hovering above. Your arms are to either side of your body. Your hands can face up or down. How do they naturally fall? Are they open? Are they closed? Keep breathing at a natural rhythm. Maybe you start feeling how your body responds to each breath. Your belly is soft and falls back against your spine. You can feel your hip on the ground pressing. If your legs are outstretched, you can sense the entire heaviness of both limbs. Maybe the legs are rotated slightly outwards and falling apart, or maybe in, or they're very straight. If your feet are planted on the ground and the knees knock in, can you relax anywhere? Do your feet feel relaxed and soft on the ground? Keep on breathing at a natural rhythm. And we will begin with a physiological sigh. With this practice, we will breathe in 2 times quite sharply, hold it very softly at the top, and then breathe out very long. With the out breath, you can breathe out through your nose or your mouth. If you breathe out through your mouth, I recommend pursing your lips softly so you're restricting the out breath and slow it down even more. Breathing in once, twice. Breathing out very slowly. Filling your ribcage halfway, breathing in. Breathing in again. Breathing out very slowly. Repeat this 2 more times at your own pace. Allow your breath now to come to a natural pace again. And you will begin with some gentle hip movements, allowing your knees to come to one side, planting your feet on the mat. Let's not allow the knees to drop all the way to the ground for now, but stop somewhere, maybe about a few inches to the side. Breathing in, coming back to center. Breathing out, shifting your knees sideways. With control, we are moving the legs actively. We are not just letting them fall. Maybe the movements are a little choppy at first. Moving very slowly can be quite new sometimes. Try to keep your hip and pelvis on the mat for as long as possible until your side of the hip lifts off the ground and the torso stays stable on the mat. Feel into your glutes. We are gently massaging them. Allow yourself to shift into micro movements. If you feel any pockets of tension, we can have many trigger points around the glutes as well. They're working very strongly every day. If you feel ready, you can allow your knees now to drop towards the ground when they're falling to the side. Hold them there for just a brief moment before returning to center and going to the other side. Attention is on the sensations. Does it feel good? Does it feel tense? If there's any sharpness, any electric pain, maybe readjust it. If there is a gentle stretch that feels comfortable and relaxing, we can stay there. Hands can be to the side or on top of your belly. One more time on each side. Returning to center. Allow the knees to drop in for a moment. Place your left foot in the middle of the mat. Bring your right knee up towards your chest, holding it with your hands. Bringing it a little closer to the chest. And then placing your ankle just above your knee of the opposite leg. And begin pressing your right knee towards the front of the mat. We're not using our hands to push the knee at this moment. We're just using our own muscle strength to gently press the knee forward. The foot should be flexed. Option to lift your left foot off the mat and play a little bit with the distance towards your chest. Another option is to bring your hands behind your thigh to press it a little more towards the chest while the right knee keeps going towards the front of the mat. But we can also just stay with the foot planted. We are not seeking the most intense version, we are seeking the version that supports us at this moment. Bring your feet next to each other again. Just like whip them from left and right a little bit. And now bring the left knee towards the chest. The right foot comes a little more towards center. Ankle above the knee. And press the knee towards the front of the mat. Maybe even engaging the opposite hip flexor as if you're drawing the leg towards your chest without actually moving it. We are creating some isometric tension, strengthening the muscles around the joints. Maybe play around with lifting your right foot off the mat and coming closer to your chest. The navel draws towards the back of your spine. Place your foot back next to the other and allow your hips to swing a little bit from side to side. Bring your feet facing each other, soles touching, and allow the knees to drop to the side. For increased comfort and a little less intensity, you can bring your fists next to your hip, one under each socket to support the external rotation, and it is a little easier on the tendons supporting your hip joints. Allow the knees now to fold open and keep your breath very natural and soft. If you are familiar with the Ujjayi breath, gently restricting the back of your throat when breathing in and sounding like ocean waves in the back of your throat. We will stay in this pose for just a few more breaths before moving on. Prepare yourself. Leave your left leg on the ground as it is and softly lift your right leg to place your right foot somewhere around the area of your left knee. It can also just fall in. I'm just shifting position. It can just fall in as well. Somewhere on top of your left leg. You're just creating a little bit of lift to increase the outward rotation. Keep your muscles engaged in the glutes. We are not relaxing into the pose entirely. We are keeping the muscles in the legs and the hips engaged. If at some point it becomes too strong again, feel free to bring blocks underneath your thighs or your hands again. I like to place the hands sometimes underneath my hips just to support this a little bit more. Attention on very long out breaths to signal to the nervous system that it can relax. One more breath cycle. And we will change position, placing now the other foot on top, somewhere in between your thigh, your knee or your lower leg, your calf. As I mentioned, the muscles are engaged, you're supporting the joints. At any time, if you feel tired, you can bring the feet back on the mat and allow the knees to collapse in. One more breath cycle. Bring your feet back on the mat. Knees fall into each other. Arms overhead. Right hand grabs the left wrist. And bend yourself to your right side. Just a very gentle side stretch. Return to center. Grab the other wrist. And now contract the other side, bending over. The legs are firmly in place. Only the torso bends to the side. Returning back to center. You can either keep your arms overhead if that feels comfortable for you, or you can return them back, maybe finding your belly, placing one hand on your lower belly, the other on your chest. The yogic breath we will practice today is 3 parts. We will begin breathing into the lower belly. Hold it for just a moment, breathing into the solar plexus area and the rib cage. Hold it there for a moment, and then fill the lungs to the top, fully expanding the chest, holding it for a moment, and then reversing the same procedure. So we will breathe in the belly, in the lower belly, into your hand. Hold it there. Breathing in now into your chest. Hold it there. And breathing fully into the upper clavicles and the fullness of your rib cage all the way. Hold it for just a moment. Contract your lower belly, breathing out to keep the rest inflated. Allow to breathe out through the rib cage and the solar plexus area, compressing in. And then the rest. Compress your entire upper body, squeezing out all of the air. Feel the intensity of engaging all those muscles. Breathing into the lower belly, middle section, all the way. Squeeze in the lower belly, solar plexus area. Rest of the chest, squeezing out all the air. Breathing in lower belly, middle section, rest of the rib cage. Hold. Keep everything inflated, pressing in the lower belly to let some air out. Solar plexus area. Rest of the rib cage contracts in, letting all the air out. One more cycle, breathing into the lower belly, in the middle section, in the upper chest. And now very slowly allow your breath to just leave your body on its own course. Relaxing into the ground and feeling heavy. Feel free to stretch your legs out into full Shavasana if you want that experience. But you can also stay where you are. Allow the breath to come to its natural rhythm. Feel free to stay in this resting pose for longer. To close the class with me, Bring your hands in front of your chest. You can stay lying down. Opening your eyes into a soft gaze to return into your body. Palms facing each other, coming into prayer. Bring both hands in prayer towards your forehead. Thank you for practicing with me today and taking the time for yourself today. I hope this practice helped you relax and reset your system for next week. Feel free to come back and return to this practice anytime you need a little bit of support. I hope to see you next week and have a lovely rest of your weekend.